March 2026. A 20-year-old software engineer named Marcus sits in his studio apartment in Austin. Rent $2,300, salary $92,000, student debt $68,000. He opens his phone. Not his Robinhood account, not his 401k, Polymarket. He's betting $500 on whether the Federal Reserve will cut rates next month. This is a Tuesday. Last year, Marcus made $3,000 on prediction markets. Lost $4,200. Net loss, $1,200. His savings account grew by $0. But, and this is critical, Marcus is not irrational. He's not a degenerate gambler. He's making the only rational decision available to someone in his position. Because here's what happened. In 2025, Polymarket and Kalshi processed $40 billion in bets. Sports betting hit $13.7 billion. 76% were people under 35. Your generation. My generation. The generation that was promised. Work hard, save, invest, retire. Therefore, when that promise breaks, people don't get more patient. They get more desperate. And desperation, when you're already losing, looks a lot like gambling. Marcus isn't stupid. He has a degree from UT Austin, computer science, 3.6 GPA. He works at a Series B startup, makes $92,000. $92,000 sounds like a lot. It's not. Let me show you the math. $92,000 gross. After taxes, health insurance, 401k contribution, $61,000 net. That's $5,083 per month. Rent, $2,300. Student loan minimum, $680. Car payment, $450. Insurance, $120. Groceries, utilities, phone, $800. Gas, $150. That's $4,580 gone before he buys coffee. $503 left per month for emergencies, for savings, for investing, for building wealth. $503 times 12 months equals $6,036 per year. At a 7% return, that's $6,466 after 1 year. After 10 years, $83,000 in 10 years while working his ass off. But his parents bought their house for $240,000 in 1995. Today it's worth $900,000. They didn't work harder. They just bought it the right time. Marcus's friend from college, same degree, same GPA, joined his dad's real estate firm. Inherited 3 rental properties. Makes $22,000 per month. Passive income. Marcus makes $503 surplus per month. Same education, same work ethic. Different starting position. Therefore, when Marcus sees he can bet on the Fed decision and potentially double his money in a week, what's the rational choice? Saving for 10 years to maybe have $83,000? Or taking a shot at turning $500 into $5,000 by Friday? This is where it gets darker. Economists have a term for what Marcus is experiencing. It's called convex utility in losses. Translation: when you're already losing, you stop being risk-averse. You become risk-seeking. Think about it. If you're drowning 10 feet underwater, do you swim up slowly and carefully, or do you kick as hard as possible toward the surface? Marcus is drowning. Financially. Not because he's irresponsible, because the system changed the depth of the water while he was swimming. Here's the mechanism. From 1950 to 1990, the implicit deal worked. You showed up, worked hard, stayed loyal. You got a pension. Your house appreciated. Your kids went to college without debt. That deal is dead. Wages grew 8% since 2000. Housing costs doubled. Student debt for young people increased 33%. The math doesn't support patience anymore. When patience guarantees slow decline, impatience becomes rational. Therefore, enter the casinos. But not the Las Vegas kind, the financialized kind. Polymarket. Bet on anything. Elections, Fed decisions, celebrity deaths, weather in Dallas, literally anything. Kalshi. Same thing. Regulated by the CFTC, legal. Promoted. Venture-backed by Silicon Valley titans like Andreessen Horowitz. The long-term vision, quote from the CEO, is to financialize everything and create a tradable asset out of any difference in opinion. Let that sink in. Financialize everything. Sports betting, DraftKings, FanDuel, 40 states, legal, advertised during NFL games, on billboards, on podcasts. $248 million in revenue in 2017, $13.7 billion in 2024. Gen Z and millennials, 76% of activity. This isn't organic growth. This is engineered desperation harvesting. But here's where it gets truly insidious. These aren't just games. They're negative-sum environments, purely redistributive mechanisms. Winners are paid by losers, minus the platform fee. When you invest in a stock, that money funds corporate expansion, research, productivity. It creates value, positive sum. When you bet on Polymarket whether Trump pardons himself, that money just moves. From your pocket to someone else's, minus Polymarket's cut, zero value created. Therefore, every dollar going into prediction markets is a dollar not building the future. Recent research shows, for every dollar diverted to sports betting, net investment in productive financial markets drops by nearly $2. Let me repeat that. $1 to DraftKings, $2 less in actual economic growth. Multiply that by $40 billion. That's $80 billion not building companies, not funding research, not creating jobs. TransUnion identifies these gamblers as speculators, urban renters, heavy users of crypto apps, concentrated in mobile trading platforms. Translation: young people locked out of traditional wealth building, seeking asymmetric payoffs in the only markets that offer them. This is by design. Same tool, different outcomes. Let me show you how this works when you have capital versus when you don't. Meet Sarah, Stanford MBA, family wealth, $4 million. She works in venture capital, makes $200,000 per year. But, critical detail, she already has $700,000 in her investment account, inherited from her grandmother. Sarah also uses Polymarket. She bets $10,000 on the Fed decision. If she wins, $20,000. She's happy. If she loses, $10,000 gone. She's annoyed but fine. She still has $690,000. Her wealth compounds at 7%. That's $48,300 per year, while she sleeps. Therefore, for Sarah, Polymarket is entertainment, a hobby, a conversation starter at dinner parties. Now Marcus, remember Marcus? $503 surplus per month. When he bets $500 on the same market and loses, that's his entire month's surplus. Gone. His wealth accumulation, zero. His 7% compound interest, zero. He has to win just to break even with where he started. Same platform, same bet, same market. Sarah plays with house money that generates more house money. Marcus plays with survival money that generates stress. But it gets worse. The venture capital firm where Sarah works, they invested in Polymarket, Series B, $40 million round. Sarah literally profits three ways. 1. When she wins her bets. 2. When Marcus loses his bets, platform fee goes to her fund. 3. When the company valuation increases, her carried interest. Marcus profits one way. When he correctly predicts the future better than 50% of participants in a zero-sum game. This is not a level playing field. This is a wealth extraction mechanism disguised as opportunity. The house always wins. But in this case, the house isn't a casino. It's the people who already have capital, investing in platforms that harvest desperation from people who don't. Here's what's actually happening. Financial degeneracy, this explosion of sports betting, prediction markets, meme coins, zero-day options, it's not a cultural failing. It's not moral decay. It's not your generation being lazy or impulsive. It's a rational response to a rigged game. When the prison of financial mediocrity offers no exit through traditional paths, people dig tunnels. Those tunnels happen to be called Polymarket and DraftKings. But, and this is crucial, those tunnels don't lead out. They lead deeper. Because negative-sum gambling doesn't build wealth, it redistributes it upward, to platforms, to investors, to people who already have capital. With the personal savings rate at 4% in 2025, there's limited fuel for this fire. When it burns out, you're left with less than when you started. Therefore, if you're in this situation, here are 3 moves that actually work. Move 1. Recognize the trap for what it is. You are not broken. The system is broken. Your frustration is valid. Your desire for asymmetric returns is rational. But Polymarket is not the answer. It's the symptom. Move 2. Redirect that risk appetite toward positive-sum games. Angel investing if you can access it. Skill development that increases your earning power. Side businesses. Anything where you're creating value, not just moving money around a circle. Move 3. Find arbitrage in the broken system. The fact that it's broken means there are gaps. Remote work from lower cost of living areas. Tax optimization. Geo-arbitrage. House hacking. These aren't sexy. They won't double your money by Friday. But they actually compound. Look at Emma. 29. Software engineer like Marcus. Same salary, different choices. She left Austin for Mexico City. Rent, $600. Same remote job, same $92,000 salary. Her surplus, $3,800 per month instead of $500. In 1 year, she saved $45,600, invested in index funds. After 5 years at 7%, $265,000, no bets, no gambling, just arbitrage. It's not magic. It's mathematics. The system wants you gambling because gambling keeps you where you are. Desperate people make desperate bets. Desperate bets lose money. Losing money makes you more desperate. The cycle continues. Break the cycle. You're not dumb for feeling trapped. You're trapped because you're smart enough to see that the traditional path is mathematically broken for you. But the solution isn't betting your way out. It's building your way around. The American dream isn't dead. It's just not sold in the same store anymore. Stop shopping at the casino. Start building infrastructure.